Hey YouTube, it's Floyd Fan since 2000 with the review for Boardwalk Empire. Sorry I'm late, but this is the final season, episode 1 and 2 review. Episode 1, I just want to talk about a few things that happened. I really am here for the Nucky flashback scenes. We get to see how he grew up, his father, his mother, who we never really knew too much about, but she seems to be this very subservient mother that, just doesn't really stand up to her husband despite him being a drunk and beating on the kids. Nucky is in this contest out by the boardwalk in the water, and he's not fast enough to get the coins that are being thrown down. All the kids are getting the coins, and he goes back to see his father, and his father's like, how come you don't have any coins? He was just like, I wasn't fast enough, sir. And he sends his brother out, his young brother Eli out, and then he hits him, and his mother sees it, but she just doesn't say anything. She just allows him to, get hit by her husband. I didn't like that. I thought she should have said something, but it is back in the 1800s. Women were not the women of today. They were not, just stand your ground, be independent, but it is what it is. We get to see the Commodore and how he began working for him. He found this hat to this guy who knew the Commodore, and he had found $50 in the hat, and instead of him, just taking the $50, he returns the hat, and the guy says, how come you didn't, steal or take the $50? He said, to get myself ahead, and we find out that, that is what started him to working for the Commodore, and that he, really was smart back then, because he not only got to keep the $50, he got a dollar a day working for the Commodore. So that was another thing I wanted to mention was Luciano. He kills this mafia guy, and I thought that was nice. I really don't like that guy. He seems very rotten and very manipulative. So he goes to the bathroom and his guys come in and kill him. I thought that was wonderful. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Eli's brother, who is just spiraling out of control. He really has been drinking himself to death. Haven't seen his family in a long time. So that was, hard to take, because he really was just trying to protect his son from being, going to prison, and he ended up being the one that is away from them, and he really misses them. Anything else I want to talk about from episode 1? Oh, Nucky, we get to see that he's in Cuba with that crazy woman that he's in business with, and he basically sees one of Luciano's men there. He wonders why he's there. He goes, oh, my wife wanted me to go on vacation. And, Nucky's just too smart. He, is suspicious of it. And somebody actually tries to kill Nucky. And, one of the men there ends up saving Nucky's life, kills the man and cuts off his ear. Now, I really want to know more about that guy and who he is. And, basically, that was it for episode 1. Can't really think of anything else that happened. They did show Margaret, and this is after the Depression, or during the Depression. So the guy that works there at the marketplace, the stock exchange place, actually kills himself. He ends up killing himself right in front of him. He was just like, everything's fine, everything's cool. We just need to blah, 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 blah. And he just blew his brains out right in front of everybody. And we actually get to see that she's very upset about it. And I think she might actually get caught because she stole somebody's identity. And that's how she got that job. So it was nice to see her. But on to episode 2. Hey YouTube, it's me back again to do the final season of Boardwalk Empire. This is episode 2. I'm all over the place, so just bear with me. Eli's drinking his life away. He's depressed. He sees the cops going through the bins of liquor in Chicago. And Nucky goes up to Al Capone's men to find out who killed him. And basically the man is just like, I gave up the lifestyle. I know nothing about it. I cut my losses. And, I never looked back. Nucky's flashbacks, and we get to see that his sister has died, and that she died of some illness, and that they don't know where they're going to bury her. They want to give her a proper burial, but they don't have any money. She has Eli gave, or not Eli, but Nucky gave his mother $1. She has the father about it. He was just like, she's my daughter too. She was like, did you drink it up? Well, where's the money? And Nucky nephew is now a lawyer, and he won't help this guy behind bars. He says he wants to be a prosecutor and keep guys behind bars, and he wants to, he gives the guy some advice, and they bring up Nucky. He tells him, "Oh, that's my uncle," and basically he was just like, "You don't choose your family. You just have to deal with whatever family you're born into." Um, Okay, Al Capone, he is still rotten, giving orders, doing killing and taking names. Everyone around him is just acting like they're afraid of him. And basically, he's just boasting about being a gangster. You just like, I'm rotten, I'm famous, I steal money, I get money, and that's just how it is. And I'll kill anybody who gets in my way. And I'm just like, okay. Mr. D'Angelo guy tells him that he lost 20 grand because of Eli and George Mueller, and he threatens them and tells them that they have till tonight to get him the money or else. And basically they're a little worried, and they're in the elevator, and I guess as the women come in, they have to take off their hats to show courtesy. So I thought that was kind of unique and different. I did notice that. Jillian, we finally get to see Jillian, and she's not in prison like she should be. She's in this nut house, and they have them in the bathtub with straitjackets like surrounding the whole bathtub. I thought that was strange. Basically, they're listening to the radio, and basically, they start going crazy. Everybody starts getting naked, getting out of their clothes. And the guard, the woman who I guess runs the place, comes and tells them order and tells them that they need to behave so that the doctor can be happy. And if the doctor's happy, or if they're happy, then the doctor's happy and everything's okay. And Jillian's the only one who isn't out of her straight jacket. She's just like, I'm a good girl. She was just like, she helps her get out of the straight jacket, and it's kind of looking at her body or whatever. And we found out that she likes Jillian, and Jillian asked her, "Can I get what I asked for?" And she was just like, "Yeah, if I can get what I asked for." And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, she's sleeping with the woman to get out of there." And I'm so over this character. Why are they even showing her? Why can't they just have her in prison somewhere? What's the big deal? And I'm even more so disturbed because one of my favorite characters, Richard, is dead, and they kept her alive, and I'm not here for it. But anyway, that's what happens. He's having a meeting with these men to get into the liquor business again, and they ask him basically, what makes you want to get into this business? Why you want to do it? And he was just like, you don't know, I was one of the most successful bootleggers in Atlantic City, and you really could use me. I'm a good asset. Don't try to act like you don't know. And they basically tell him, well, we want to put all our cards on the table. That's why we asked you. And he says the crash was hard for everybody. The stock market crash, and that it's hard for anybody to finance, his dealings. It's hard to finance it because everybody is running out of money. Flashback, Nucky is late for the Commodore's job, and basically the Commodore gets on him. He's just like, my sister died, sir. She died when we were sleeping. That's why I'm late. And then he was just like, okay, my condolences. And he goes back to, where he goes back to Nucky's house, and he gives the man money. He gives Nucky's father's money, and he doesn't want to take it. He's just like, we have other dealings before, and I don't want to deal with you anymore. He was just like, this is different. Give your daughter proper burial. He goes and gets a gun, puts it on the Commodore, and the Commodore leaves. And they have this burial for for his sister. And he basically just says, money never did the dad any good. Tells Nucky to filling the hole. And, basically, he also told Nucky, you got to choose, or you made your choice or something, because the Commodore said that I will give you the day off to be with your family. And Nucky told him no, that I wanted to work for today. So I guess his father feels some type of way about it, but they need the money. They're starving, and Nucky's father's just way too hard on him. He tells him to fill in the hole. His mother's just crying like, no, no, but he does what he's told. And I think that's the end of the flashbacks, which I'm loving, by the way. The character who plays the young Nucky Thompson is really good. He really looks like Nucky, so okay. George Mueller's in the basement looking for a gun. When his son comes down, his son is big, he's like 7 or 8. And he asks him, why do the clouds, float? Why are they, like that? And he was just like, because of the atmosphere. He was like, but he was like, be gone, be gone. Like he really has no patience for his son. I guess he's stressed out because he owes 20 grand. And we didn't see his daughter, but when he was talking to his wife, she said that she was at a Girl Scout meeting, and he got on her for not using proper English, and she was just like, what's the difference? He was just like, I want our kids to talk proper. I don't want them to sound like you. And you could tell she's an immigrant. She really is not American at all, and that's why she talks like that. And he just wants everything to be his way. He tells her, you can't smoke, that's not ladylike, and she's just like, I'm doing what I want to do, and I don't blame her. George and Eli are doing a stakeout. They go to ambush these guys who work for Al Capone, and they steal the money back that they owe Al Capone from Al Capone, and they kill the guys. The real big fat guy sees them, but he leaves, and basically, I guess, I don't know if he's going to find out that they, stole the money from him, the money that they owed him, but they basically just gave him the money. He's counting all this other money he stole, and I was just like, oh my God, Al Capone is about that life. And I think that's the end for him. We find out Luciano was the person who killed Nucky from the guy who killed Jip Rossetti. He sits down with Nucky. He basically tells him, I really didn't want to do it, but I didn't have a choice. I know they're going to kill me too. And he was just like, yeah, they are. He said, but you come see me in the morning, and you can work for me. And I'm just like, I already know he's probably going to end up getting killed. He was like, I can get killed just for talking to you. He was like, and you will if you don't, And that guy who killed, or Nucky's bodyguard was just with him. And basically he was just like, I'll see you in the morning. And we found out that he got killed. He got his throat slit and his ear cut off. And I don't really understand the reason why the guy killed him. I think maybe because he felt like he couldn't trust him. He got what he needed out of he got what he needed to help Nucky, and maybe he just felt like he was disposable. But I'm sure we'll get more details on that. We find out that Mr. D'Angelo is actually a cop, and that he's working undercover to try to bust Al Capone. I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. I hope he doesn't get killed. And yeah. Jillian meets up with this woman in his basement, and basically I was like, are they about to like sleep together? What's going on? And the woman starts to undress, and she's like looking through this crate where she finds these clothes. I guess maybe they were hers, and she, tells her, oh, you look attractive in them. You can put them on. You can wear them. And basically she gives her some paper, some stationery. She just goes, I could lose my job for this, but I'm going to help you anyway, and don't you be doing anything illegal or anything, like writing the president or the government. I have no idea what she's trying to do. Maybe she's trying to get an appeal or whatever it is. I don't know what's going on with that scene, but that was Boardwalk Empire. Hope you like it. Hope you like this video. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at O's Midnight Love, and that's OS_midnight_LUV. Also follow me on Instagram under my new username _feeling_22. The links will be in the more info box, and I'll see you next week.